The massive Zephyrian dreadnought hung in the void above Earth like a steel cathedral, its obsidian hull bristling with weapons that could crack continents. Commander Vexthal stood on the bridge, his forearms crossed in what his species considered a gesture of absolute authority. Behind him, his bridge crew monitored the primitive blue world below with barely concealed disdain. "Open a channel to all human communication networks," Vexthal commanded, his voice carrying the weight of 1,000 conquered worlds. The transmission crackled to life across every screen, radio, and communication device on Earth. Vexthal's towering form appeared, 8 feet of scaled muscle, glowing amber eyes, and ceremonial armor that had witnessed the subjugation of 17 different civilizations. "Humans of Earth," his voice boomed through translators. "I am Commander Vexthal of the Zephyrian hegemony. Your species has been selected for integration into our empire. You will surrender your weapons, submit to our authority, and accept your new role as a client species. Any resistance will result in the complete sterilization of your world. You have one of your solar rotations to comply." The transmission ended, leaving Earth in what Vexthal assumed would be terrified silence. But instead of panic broadcasts or desperate pleas for mercy, something unexpected began emanating from the planet below. At first, the Zephyrian sensors couldn't identify the strange frequencies flooding their communication arrays. "Commander?" His communications officer, Drakmore, reported with confusion tinging his voice. "We're receiving... I'm not sure how to classify these transmissions." "Show me," Vexthal growled. The main view screen flickered to life with feeds from across Earth. What they saw defied every conquest protocol in the hegemony's vast database. In New York, crowds had gathered in Times Square, not in fear, but pointing at the sky and erupting in raucous laughter. Signs appeared reading, "Alien Invasion Bingo" and "Welcome to Earth, please enjoy your stay." From London came footage of British comedians already incorporating the invasion into their routines. "Well, at least they gave us a day's notice," one quipped to roaring applause. "That's more courtesy than most airlines." In Tokyo, someone had projected anime-style googly eyes onto every screen showing Vexthal's image, transforming his menacing visage into something ridiculous. But it was the response from a small town in Texas that truly bewildered the Zephyrian commander. A grizzled human male stood in front of what appeared to be a primitive projectile weapon collection, grinning widely. "Well, I'll be," the human drawled. "Y'all picked the wrong planet, partner. See, the thing about humans is, we've been wanting to know if we're alone in the universe for centuries. And now that we know we ain't, well, this is going to be the most fun we've had since World War II. Across the globe, the pattern repeated. Humans weren't cowering. They were laughing, joking, and in some cases, celebrating. Social media exploded with memes featuring Vexthal's image. Alien Invasion Party began trending globally. This is not how species react to imminent conquest," Drakmore whispered, his scales shifting to colors that indicated deep confusion. Vexthal's tactical officer, a veteran of 40, successful invasions, spoke up hesitantly. "Commander, perhaps their primitive minds cannot comprehend the magnitude of our threat. Should we demonstrate our power with a limited strike?" Before Vexthal could respond, another transmission reached them, this one directed specifically at their ship. It came from a facility the humans called NORAD. "Alien vessel, this is General Patricia Hayes representing Earth's Unified Military Command." The human female appeared calm, almost amused. "We've received your surrender demand and we have an official response." Vexthal leaned forward, expecting the inevitable capitulation. "Our response is, thanks but no thanks. Also, nice ship, did it come with a warranty?" Behind her, other humans could be heard chuckling. General Hayes continued, "We appreciate the offer to join your empire, but we're kind of fond of our independence. However, we would like to extend an invitation. How about instead of conquering us, you folks come down for dinner? We've got barbecue, and I bet you've never tried pizza." The Zephyrian bridge fell silent except for the confused chittering of the crew. "Commander," Drakmore reported, voice tight with disbelief. I'm reading massive energy buildups across the planet's surface. But they're not weapon signatures, they appear to be festival preparations, they're throwing parties. Indeed, across Earth, humans had responded to the ultimatum not with surrender or desperation, but with the most human reaction possible. They decided to have a good time. Block parties erupted in major cities. Amateur astronomers set up telescopes to get better looks at their visitors. Someone in Australia started a betting pool on what the aliens would look like without their armor. In the ship's war room, Vexthal's senior staff gathered around tactical displays showing Earth's response. Never in the hegemony's 1,000-year expansion had they encountered anything like this. They're not even mobilizing their militaries defensively, reported the tactical officer. Most of their armed forces are sharing jokes about our appearance. Sub-Commander Yextal, who had overseen the psychological warfare division, spoke up shakily. Commander, in my professional opinion, these beings suffer from a collective form of madness. They appear to find existential threats amusing. As if summoned by their conversation, another transmission reached them from Earth. This time it was a compilation of human responses from around the globe. Children were drawing pictures of the Zephyrian ship with rainbow colors and smiley faces. Scientists were already theorizing about alien technology and culture. Artists were creating music inspired by our new neighbors. But the transmission that broke Vexthal's resolve came from an elderly human woman in a small Italian village. She stood in her kitchen, gesturing at the camera with flour-covered hands. You know, she said in heavily accented English, my grandson always says I cook too much food. Tonight I cook for 8-foot-tall aliens too. Everyone's gotta eat, no? The warmth in her voice, the genuine invitation, the complete absence of fear, it shattered something in Vexthal's understanding of how the universe worked. Sir, Drakmore reported quietly, we're receiving 17,000 individual dinner invitations from across the planet. Also, someone named Jimmy from Jersey wants to know if we play poker. For the first time in his career, Commander Vexthal of the Zephyrian hegemony found himself completely at a loss. His species had conquered through fear, intimidation, and superior firepower. But how do you conquer a species that responds to your threats with laughter, your ultimatums with invitations, and your show of force with genuine curiosity about making friends? Helm, he said finally, his voice barely above a whisper. Set course for the surface. I think I'd like to try this pizza they mentioned. As the great dreadnought began its descent toward Earth, Vexthal realized that sometimes the greatest strength isn't in weapons or fear, it's in the ability to find joy and connection even in the face of the unknown. And perhaps, just perhaps, the Zephyrian hegemony had finally encountered a species that could teach them something new. The conquest of Earth had failed before it began, defeated not by force of arms, but by humanity's greatest weapon, their indomitable spirit and their remarkable ability to find humor in even the darkest moments.